Alrighty, traders, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, and welcome to the session this morning. Trust everyone is having a good day today. And looks like we got there we go, the camera's back on again. Good day, traders, and welcome to the session. If you this is the first time that you are participating in this trading session, I want to go ahead and welcome you. We do trade a very unique trading strategy. It's based on pivot points, and we focus on these every single week. All right, and currently right now we have multiple positions in currently holding on to a lot of euro crosses at the moment. We had some good rally out of the market yesterday. I did promise the traders this week that by the end of the week, by Thursday, we will be in the money. All right, and if you actually go take a look at your trades right now, we are in the money. In fact, the Aussie cut the rates 25 basis point on Monday, giving us a very strong rally in the Aussie. Obviously, the rate statement came out pretty good, and everything followed through with the technicals as well. We saw some good technical moves to the upside on Aussie crosses. But then what happened yesterday? Yesterday, we had a panic rate cut, right? I'm going to call it that because it was 50 basis point cut. Yesterday, the Feds came in. They were expected to come out on the 18th to announce the rate decision, and they came out yesterday. And in the federal statement wasn't too positive, and therefore we started seeing some bearish movement in the dollar. Now, anytime I see a rate panic with a 50 basis point cut, I don't expect that currency pair to actually strengthen. And that's exactly what happened yesterday. We saw some dollar weakness yesterday across the board. Now, today we've got the news out at 10 o'clock. The Canadians are going to go ahead and cut rates. They were going to go ahead and keep their rates unchanged. But that changed yesterday. When the Feds went ahead and announced 50 basis cut, the Canadians decided that's it. We're following suit. And just guess what they did? They've now gone ahead, and the forecast for today's 10 o'clock announcement is to cut rates 50 basis point. Are we going to expect the Canadian dollar to strengthen or weaken? I'm going to go ahead and more bank money on the fact that we have in a panic cut. I'm expecting a rate cut to 50 basis point that's going to weaken the Canadian dollar. Now, don't take my word for it. Check it out at 10 o'clock and see what happens at 10 o'clock and see how the markets react. We may get a reaction, a bearish move on Canadian, then back again, little zigzag, and then we're going to go ahead and see continuation of weaker Canadian dollar. That's my prediction. We'll see what happens. I'm also going to take a look at US oil to see how US oil set up to get more or less an idea of exactly what the technical are telling me, that we may end up seeing something different happen. I'll check out US oil and see what's happening with US oil. Well, traders, with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look and see exactly what we've got going right now in the market. Here is the calendar, and as you can see on the calendar, we do have a lot of news that is still projected out for today. We've got ADP numbers coming out at, oh, my bad. ADP numbers did come out at 8:15, and the ADP numbers actually showed a little strength. 183, they were expecting 170. So we did get an uptick in the ADP numbers. Now, usually the ADP numbers is a sort of a leading indicator as to what we can expect with the non-farm payroll coming out on Friday. That has not been the case. That has not been the case over the last few years. So it's a little bit distorted. So we can't really say that that's going to be the case. But we do have, of course, the Canadian rate decision, as we spoke about, coming out at 10 o'clock. And then we have the ISM, non-manufacturing PMI, coming out at 10 as well. And then we've got trade balance for the Aussies coming out at 10 o'clock as well. So a lot of data coming out at 10 o'clock that we go ahead and check out at 10. Now, we've got some continued data coming out tomorrow, Thursday. We've got Bank of England. Governor Cooney speaks at 12 p.m. That's midday. And then we've got some additional Aussie data coming out as well at around about 7:30 for the Aussies. Don't forget the OPEC meeting. This is around oil. So this is definitely going to affect the Canadian dollar, as well as we start seeing some of the details coming through the day on Thursday. And then on Friday, big day for the non-farm payroll. More importantly, focusing in on the average earnings. All right, the average hourly earnings is the focus. I'm not really too particularly concerned about the employment change. We've seen a little bit of growth in the employment change, but what's important right here is unemployment rate and the hourly earnings, average hourly earnings. That's what I'm going to be focusing on right now. And we are seeing a little bit of uptick on the data. You can see there, our average hourly earnings is at forecast at 0.3% from the 0.2%. So a little bit of an uptick on that. We'll see how the data plays out in the course of the week, but let's go ahead and check out and see what's going on right here in our trades. All right, let's go ahead and pull our trades up. And I don't know if you can see on the, I actually got a new monitor. Now, you maybe can see it, I got a new monitor. I went in and replaced my monitor. The water's subsiding. We're looking good. We got the aircon unit working yesterday. Things are looking good so far this week, all right? And we got some good trades setting up. We can go ahead and take a look and see what's going on. Oh, by the way, and just if I forgot to mention, the coffee is good this morning as well. So hopefully you guys got your cup of coffee ready to rock and roll. And let's go ahead and take a look and see what's going on right here this morning. And we've got a bunch of traders in the house this morning. I'm not going to be able to get to everyone, but I've got a few traders that I know. Trish is in the house. Good morning, Trish. We've got Carlos. We've got Deborah. We've got Ollie out in SA. We've got and that's not SA, my buddy. SA from LA. No, that's not it. We got Laura in the house. Good morning, Jason. So we've got a whole bunch of. We've got Ready NR. I don't know what NR stands for, but we got Ready in the house, and we've got Mike. Mike's around. Good morning, Mike. Good. Mike says got the hell out of Dodge with 500 pips. Woo! Celebrations, Mike. Mike's rocking and rolling. All right, fantastic. Good job there, Mike. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look and see what's going on right here. We're going to go ahead and check out the. Now we got Leslie is here. Can you enlighten us about using the calendar trend trading system in trend session which is approaching? Oh, you're talking about in the trading room? Are you talking about in the trading room, Leslie? All right, so let's go ahead and take a look over here. This is the trades that we currently have open. All right, you can see at the moment right now, I've got right here, I've got New Zealand, US dollar New Zealand. We've got 5 setups or 5 trades right here. We in the red on that one. We're in the money on Euro Aussie. All right, there it is. We're up in the money on Euro Aussie. Euro CAD, we are in the money in Euro CAD. US dollar Canadian, we're in the money on that. We're in the money on the Aussie US dollar. We're in the money on the pound, Euro pound. And we are in the money on the US dollar, Euro US dollar. All right. So the only one that we're in the red is the Euro New Zealand dollar. We'll check that out and see what's going on. Doesn't look like we picked up any additional trades other than maybe 1 or 2 extra trades on some of our pairs. So we'll go ahead and check out that and see how that plans out. All right. So we're good. We're good. So let's go ahead and take a look at the setup that we have right here. And so that's that. Let's pull up our charts right here. All right, so let's take a look and see what's going on. All right, so let me just pull this down. All right, we're going to go to Euro New Zealand dollar first. All right, you can take a look at Euro New Zealand dollar right here first. Listen here. All right, if you are selling Euro New Zealand dollar, what do you think you should continue to do right now? We should continue to sell Euro New Zealand dollar. Hey, listen here. It just not only hit the top of this trend line up here at the top, but we've also come to this level of resistance. All right, so whether you're looking at this as a consolidation pair in a larger range, or you're looking at this as a trendy based currency that's moved up to the top of the upward channel, it's telling us that the price has gone ahead and hit resistance. And so what's important for us to see price rejection and moving down south towards Florida. Yes, where the sunny, shiny, or when the sunny state of the US is, and that is Florida down there. We're going to definitely get down to some sunny areas. Definitely, it looks like this pair has got not, or at least is not getting used to the cold, all right, up north, all right, very cold up north, all right, and so it's moving further down south. Now, we're going to go ahead and see price moving back down to right about this upward trend line, and even possibly to the bottom of the wedge, the bottom of the range, at around about, well, let's take a look at price here. That price is around about 63.13. All right, so 63.13. That'll be the next level of support, major support, I would call that. And then, of course, if it goes through that, we're going to get back to this trend line right here. So we do have this larger upward trend that is also going to be considered if price moves up a little higher. Right, so if price moves up a little higher, that's where we're expecting price to be, or at least a U-turn to be. So we're looking good, right? Looking good on most of the currency pairs. This is the only one that's in the red at the moment right now. The others are in the green. We've got good moves going on the other pairs, so we're looking good. So here's the question. If we're in the money on some of these pairs, do we just let it ride out? Right? Do we just let them ride out? And the answer to that is no, all right? We don't, right? We do want to pay attention to what they're doing. So let's go ahead and take a look at it, especially the ones that are deep in the money, like, for instance, here we have the Aussie US dollar. Now, the Aussie US dollar is deep in the money. We're going to go ahead and check that out, see where we're at. So let's go to Aussie US dollar right here. All right, so this is Aussie US dollar. Aussie US dollar is on the climb. Not only did we get some positive reaction in the market when we cut rates 25 basis point on Monday, but of course the Feds went ahead and pulled the panic switch and cut 25 basis points yesterday, 2 weeks before they're supposed to even look at rate decision. All right, major panic stages right there. We saw some movement in the dollar, weak. In fact, if I go to the dollar index right here, you can see dollar index is in a short fall. All right, and listen here, this is no surprise to us. All right, I'm not surprised that the dollar is falling right now, because we're anticipated, because we're in an ABCD corrective move. All right, now if I go ahead and take a look at some trend lines up here, let's get all fancy. All right, getting real technical right here. So here is the upward trend line right about here. Okay, this is what the outer trend line is looking at right about here. All right, that's what it looks like right there. So you could say that traders. Yeah, well, a lot of traders might say, well, big dog, you know what? We could be trending up, right? Dollar may just be on a little bit of a pullback right here as we start preparing for U.S. elections, right? And maybe U.S. elections are going to create some sort of positive move out of this pair. But at the end of the day, if we do go ahead and see price moving up, all right, then we need to go into correction first. So dip first and then rally. So we're in the dip right now. Now, if it continues to dip and breaks through this upward trend line right here, then we're in a long-term fall. Right? We're expecting the dollar to continue to fall with some short-term corrections. All right, so let's not focus too much on what could happen in 6 months from now. Let's deal with what's happening this week. This week we've got dollar weakness. Can we see a bit of correction in dollar? Absolutely. All right, dollar can recover a little bit, but then continues to fall towards this trend line. So expect some slight bit of bullish movement in the dollar, just a little correction on that, but then continue to see price moving down as it finds resistance. All right. So that comes us back to the Aussie US dollar. What are we doing on the Aussie US dollar? Well, Aussie US dollar could also do the same thing. All right. It can go ahead and start retracing a little bit based on a bit of dollar strength, but then continue to move back up as we go into the range and back up to this trend line. All right, so we're definitely going to move back up, but we may see some pullback. So the deal is this. If we're close to our take profit level and we're in the money on this particular pair, we may want to go ahead and say, hey, I'm going to get the heck out of Dodge, take my cash. I don't worry about 10 or 15 pips. I'm going to go ahead and take my money and get the heck out of Dodge on that trade. So what is the deal here? Let's take a look at the numbers. Here is whoo, look at that. All right. We're looking at this number right here. Look how close price got to that level there. All right. Price got to this level right here we got around about, let's take a look right here. Price moved up to a high of 66.43. 66.43, and this level is priced at 66.45. We're talking about 5 pips. All right, listen here. I think one of the traders, Mike is the one, said he got the heck out of Dodge. Mike, I'm not sure which currency pair that was, but this one right here is offering us right now. Let's take a look here. Aussie USD. This is the one right here. You see how close we came to that target. We're up 143 pips in multiple positions, so we're actually up right here from where it's trading right now. You can see that we actually are up 118 and 160. So that's around about, call it 280, 285. All right. So we're up about 285 pips. So basically it's 142 times 2. So about 285 pips or 281 pips or so. We're up in the money on the this pair right here, and we've got about 24 pips left to go. All right, so listen here. I'm telling you right now, it may be time to start thinking about taking cash off the table on the Aussie US dollar. Right? We'll go ahead and review this again. Let's go take a look and see what else is happening this morning that we need to pay attention to. In fact, let's go to that setup right here. Let's take a look. Look at the Euro New Zealand dollar. That's moved up nicely. We've gained a little extra on that one. Let's take a look at Euro Aussie. All right, Euro Aussie. Move to Euro Aussie right here. Where is Euro Aussie? It should be up here at the top. There it is. And Euro Aussie this week's target right here hit. Did we have a trade on this one this week? Let's take a look. Euro Aussie, we actually had an unhit target. We called it a low probability. We didn't expect any sort of action out of this one right here. Let's go take a look at the... I don't believe we picked up a trade on this one, a new trade. Let's see here. Take a look at Euro Aussie. All right, there it is there. And no new opportunity, but we did come to our target this week. All right, so no new opportunity. This is the target that we're chasing after right here. So we're still chasing after this target, which is still almost 500 pips away. All right, we're going to hold on to the Euro Aussie. It doesn't matter that we're in the money on this. We're going to hold on to this Euro Aussie. We're definitely going to take a look at this from a long-term perspective to see exactly what we're going to go ahead and do from a long-term perspective. But we'll hold on. But this week, we went ahead and hit the target this week. So there was no trading opportunity on the Euro Aussie this week. And we did call it low probability. But last week, we're still holding on to some trades. And last week, let's go take a look at the Euro CAD. And the Euro CAD. Euro CAD still seems to be waiting for price to move here. It's now moving into more of a low probability. We're not active on this one this week, but I'm going to go ahead and call this. Looks like it's going to be a low probability as well this week. Let's go ahead and take a look at where Euro. I know that we're in the money on the Euro New Zealand dollar from last week, but let's just take a look and see if we've hit our target this week. And no, we haven't. So we're still seeing price wanting to move it down a little bit lower down here. And there was no real opportunity this week either. So we didn't get really an opportunity this week to get in. I'm going to go ahead and call this one a low probability too, because it looks like we may continue to move south without actually getting in on a trade this week on this. And then, of course, we are in on the Euro Pound and the Euro US Dollar. Let's go take a look at Pound Canadian. I know we're not in on the Pound Canadian this week, but let's go take a look and see how price is moving in. All right, so this is, so we had a nice little rally. We got the Canadian news coming out at 10 o'clock, right? I'm expecting weak CAD. That means that we could see price moving back up to its target. So we don't have a hit target this week, but I'm going to go ahead and say that this will continue to be a low probability for me this week, all right? Especially with the Canadian news coming out with a 50 basis point cut. I'm expecting the pound CAD to continue its rally. Let's go to pound JPY. Let's take a look at that. All right, here's pound JPY right here. All right, pound JPY. Sideways, no real movement out of this right here. What do we call as a low probability as well? Yeah, we did. All right, looks like a little range bound. Low range band. Now Trish says I picked up 370 pips on the Euro Aussie dollar this week. Fantastic. Well, I guess Trish, that's not from the strategy we trade because there was no opportunity this week for us. Now, unless you're talking about you were holding on to some positions from a couple of weeks ago, okay, then I would say, okay, yeah, you're right. You're probably right because the Euro pound, or at least the Euro Aussie, is actually offering a great opportunity. All right, it's got a good trading range. The trading range is very big. All right, let's take a look and see what's going on with the US dollar. We've got US dollar. Sorry, let me see here. Yep, pound US dollar right here. Let's take a look at pound US dollar. All right. We call it a low probability. It will remain low probability. Probably go ahead and hit price. Looks like we're not going to get an opportunity on this one this week. Also low probability. And then Aussie JPY is the last one that we can go ahead and take a look here. And that's hit the target this week already. And I'm going to go ahead and call that one hit target. And that's it. Okay. So the focus this week will be a couple of these low probabilities right here. I don't think we're going to pay attention to too much of those. In fact, most of the unhit targets that we have open right now are low probabilities, right? The ones that we have open are the ones that really are moving the market. And then, of course, we are getting into some good trades in the previous week trades. Those are starting to move towards profit levels as well. So that's good. All right, so good. So we're in good shape right here. Now let's go ahead and take a look again at the ones that just picked up some more positions. And the Euro Aussie we've looked at right here. The Euro CAD is another one that we've got open from the previous week. So let's go take a look at the Euro CAD. And now I'm going to go to more of a long-term outlook. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at Euro CAD right here from a long-term perspective. Now, before I move to Euro CAD, take a look at Euro Aussie. Euro Aussie's moved off the resistance. We're coming back to support. We've been speaking about that for some time right now. There's a couple of things actually in the trading room we picked up in the trading room. We noticed that in the trading room that we got to the 127 right here, which is my fifth wave resistance level. All right. So we came up to the 127 of the Fibonacci swing. Also, we had a trend line going up. And it actually looks like more of a rising wedge at the moment right now, right? There it is there. You can see that this trend line's coming a little bit angled, and we actually did hit the top of that trend. So this is a good move off the top of that resistance, price moving down south towards the bottom of the channel, or maybe just coming to retest old resistance, become support. All right, this was resistance, and now it's becoming support. So now it's going to be let's go ahead and drop that down to 18. And we're going to call this strong resistance, now support. All right, there it is there. I'm going to go ahead and make that even smaller. There we go. All right, so strong resistance, now support right about here. And that's priced at 65.74 or 65.73. And we said we're going to hold on to this one, right? We're going to hold on to this one a little bit further down. We may not get to our target on this one. And that's okay. We're going to take an early profit on this. Right? We're going to probably take some early profit on that. So let's go to the Euro CAD. And here is the Euro CAD. And Euro CAD broke out of the trend line. Now, traders, this is the deal. All right, we've got to check this thing out. All right, this is the deal. So with the breaking out of that downward trend line, right? With the breaking out of the downward trend line, the question I have for you here is that break of that downward trend line, is that a break of a reversal? All right, are we going to see trend now reversing and moving north? Or is this actually, in fact, a fake breakout? Yes, fake news. Okay. Fake news, right? So could this be a fake breakout? And could price now go back into the channel and move down to the lows, take out the lows, and then all that was is just an adjustment to the trend line, just an interruption to the trend, all right? Could that be? And it's possible. That's why when we trade swing trading, when we're doing swing trading, we don't react on price just breaking through and coming back down. We don't, as soon as price breaks, all right, we don't try and get in. A lot of retail traders are very naive with those type of breaks, and they're looking at saying, hey, there's my trend line. When it breaks that trend line, I'm just going to go ahead and start buying, all right? And they start buying, and all that is just an interruption to the trend, getting them into the market, making them look good by giving them some money, but then pulling back and then going back to their stop loss and stopping them out. The deal is this, right? When those things happen, when you trade like that, all right, and this is not Preachy Friday, I get it, but the thing is this, when you trade like that, when you trade for and try to trade the breakouts, all right, without a proper retest of the breakout. So how it should happen is breakout takes place, market comes back to retest, then you go and say, all right, now I'm going to look for the conditions to line up to buy in on that position. If it doesn't line up, then of course price is going back down. But what happens is this, and this is a huge psychological issue with traders, right? Especially retail traders. What happens is this: price breaks out, traders get in. They think, okay, this is the breakout. I'm jumping into the trade. Price moves up a little bit, shows them a little money, gets them excited, pumps up the blood. They get very excited about the trade. But then what happens is price moves back down, gets to their stop loss, and stops them out. Fake breakout. What do? They start thinking, hey, listen, man, I was in the money. I should have taken my profit when I was there. I was in good profit right there. I was 50 pips up, 20 pips up, 30 pips up, whatever the case may be. And so what happens is they start getting into the sense of, well, I should have taken my profit. And so what happens is that psychological issue starts creating the problem in their trading moving forward. Because what happens? Every time they're in the money, the first thing that hits in their mind, they think, I should be taking my profit. And so they keep taking profit very early and don't allow the market to play out. And the reason why they're doing that is because they made the first mistake, and that is trading and getting in on a fake breakout. All right? So that's important. Listen, you don't realize that from a psychological point of view, it's so important for you to be able to get in at the right place, all right? Trade the right conditions in order for you to be able to have the confidence to hold on to your trade towards its targets and not seeing a bit of green and thinking, I need to take my profit, get the heck out of Dodge. Because that becomes a psychological block in your trading, and you will continue to cut your profit short, but let your losses ride, which is completely the opposite of what we should be doing as a trend trader. All right. Now, take that thought, take that, and throw that out to Friday, because it's supposed to be Friday, Preachy Friday. But in any case, that was a little bit of a tip right there. What not to do. All right. What not to do. So let's go take a look over here. So if we look at this particular pair right here, Euro CAD, we're breaking out, we're coming back, we're retesting. All right. Now, I agree that traders may be on this. Traders may be thinking right now that I should be going long, and the answer to that is yes, if the conditions line up. All right. So we've had the breakout, we've had the correction, price coming back to retest, and I can go ahead and adjust this trend line to the last high right here. Price is coming back to retest this level of support right here. Now, when you close out with such a big candlestick formation, right? What are you thinking? You're thinking, wait a minute. This thing is not coming back to retest. This is coming back to trade back inside the channel. All right? This is going to come back to trade in the channel. With this big bearish candlestick formation formed right here, you could think that there's only one way that this is going to play out. All right? And this is going to be bearish back into the channel. Now we've got at 10 o'clock, we've got the CAD rate decision, a panic rate decision, 50 basis point cut. If that's going to be the case, and I am right by saying that Canadian is going to weaken, then we could push back above this trend line right here, not close out with a bearish engulfing, but possibly go ahead and start looking to rally up. All right, rally up. So what I'm going to do on this as a swing trader is possibly go ahead and buy if we trade back above this trend line. But we're going to go ahead and talk about that in the trading room. This is not the session to do that, but I'm going to definitely go ahead and talk about that in the trading room this afternoon, all right? Or at least this morning. Now, let's go ahead and take a look and see what happens with our trade on this. Now, we are currently selling, and we're in the money. All right, there it is there. We got Euro CAD. We're in the money on this. Not a whole bunch of money. And we are selling our break-even prices at 48.50. So let's go back to the chart right here. And I'm going to go to our target that we're chasing after. This is the target right here. No, that's not the target. That's the target, or is this the target? Let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and open up this again. Let's see EuroCAD. And, oh, actually, EuroCAD is chasing after this lowest target down here. Man, we're right down here. Woo! Okay, so this is the deal. We got how many positions in? We got 4 positions in. We're up about 180 pips, total 180 pips, because it's 45 times that by 4. So we're in the money. Man, this is the thing. This is the thing right here. We're chasing after this target down here. Look, it's far away. 43.27. It's far away. So what we're going to do is we're going to pay attention to what's going on here in the larger time frame. If I am right, and Canadian does weaken, and we start seeing Euro rally, then traders, what we may end up seeing is a possible, if this closes out with a bearish engulfing, a possible retest, and then a continuation of the fall right here. Maybe, just maybe, that the euro is weaker than what the Canadian dollars, Canadian is going to be weaker. So we're going to have 2 weak currencies, euro and Canadian. And if we do have 2 weaker, you're expecting a standoff, right? You're expecting to move sideways. But think of it this way. If one is weaker than the other, then one is going to define the direction. And in this case now, if this is going to be the euro, despite the fact that we're getting weak Canadian dollar, euro is going to continue to push us down south. May not be as aggressive, but it's going to continue to move to the downside. So this is going to be definitely a pair that I'm going to wait it out. I'm going to wait it out. Because this is the deal. If this isn't going to be the move that's going to take us back down south, and the market starts moving up based on the rate decision this morning for the Canadians, and price continues to move back up, we're going to get to another level of resistance. We're probably going to pick up some more positions right here, and then we look to sell again. Now, I'm too far away from my target. I mean, we're like 500 pips away from my target. I think it's about that. So I want to allow this pair to move to a target, at least give us a good amount of money. And if it means that we have to wait for a rally first and then a dip again to add on more positions and then get out at a decent level of profit, then maybe that's what I need to do. All right, that's maybe what I need to do. Let me go ahead and take a look and see how far away we are from that target. I think it's pretty far. Yeah, here it is here. Yep, 490 pips. All right, 490 pips away. It is still lots to go. Hey, listen here. Let's give it some more. Let's give it some more. Let's at least give it another, let's call it 130 pips. And we'll probably let that thing ride for the rest of the week. All right, let's take a look here. If we actually take a look over here, we've broken out of here. We're coming back to retest. Yeah, we can give it another about 130 pips before we make some decisions. And then we'll go ahead and see what the news did this morning. All right. So that's the plan on the Euro CAD. And then what do we have right here? Let's see here. What else we have? We've got, look, the other positions that we have right here. US CAD, Aussie CAD, Pound Aussie, Euro, US dollar. These are all like low positions or low entry points, right? We've got like 1 and 2 entry points right here. So our biggest focus right now would be Euro CAD, Euro Aussie, and then of course Euro JPY. Those are the ones that we're really going to be focusing on, and we are going to be making decisions on those. The others aren't too much of my concern right now, and I'm going to just let them ride out. All right, I'm going to let them play out and see where they take us. Aussie US dollar. Aussie US dollar is certainly one that you may want to go ahead and focus in on a little bit more because we are getting closer to our target. In fact, if you want to take your profit on this one, because we came very close to hitting that, and if I look at the way the markets are moving, All right, from a from a price action point of view, we had rally 1, 2. This is 3. Here's 4. All right. So 4's come back over here. We should see this maybe range bound, but then eventually going up to complete the 5th wave, and then price moving back down south. So we should get to that target, but let's not be too greedy on this one right here, right? Let's not be too greedy. If we get to very close to that target, then start thinking about cashing out and taking your profit off the table. All right. So check that out. Watch that very carefully and make a decision on this one right here. I'm certainly going to make a decision if things start quieting down and the market starts moving sideways right here. We don't see any sort of bullish action on this. Then it may be time to go ahead and call it a day. All right. And let's go to the just do one more thing here. Actually, 2 more things. I want to look at this is fine. This is the 1 hour right here. So we'll look at the 1 hour right here. I want to look at the channel going up. And let's just draw a line going across. See this right here? All right, and so use some fibs right here. All right, so yeah, I can expect price to go up to around about 66.91. All right, 66.91, which is definitely going to put us in the money and take us out of the trade based on our target that we're chasing off right here. So, okay, I'm good with that. All right, I'm good with that, and let's go ahead and move on to the last thing I want to look at, and that is US oil. All right, let's take a look at US oil right here. All right, so US oil is starting to push back up a little bit right here. I'm going to go ahead and put an aggressive trend line going down here to see if we're getting close to that. Well, somewhat. All right, not that I'm going to be focused on an aggressive trend line, but I want to look at the bigger picture here too. Okay, so US oil is coming back to retest old support, become resistance. And we're actually looking for price to move down to $21 a barrel. What? Yes, I said it. $21 a barrel. But also we could get down to around about this level right here. And this level is at, let's see here, around about $26 a barrel. So we're going to get, we've got support here at $42 a barrel. If it breaks through $42 a barrel, it's going to get to 26. If it goes through 26, we're getting down to 21. Now that is obviously long term, and this is what our midterm trend line looks like right here. And you can see how price will eventually start working its way back down to this level right here. Hit resistance, and then sell off. All right, then bounce off here, and sell off. Right. This is what we're looking at. This is going to be wave 1. This is wave 2. This is actually a trend that's taking place right here. Wave 1, wave 2. This will be my wave. No, that's actually not. Here's my wave 3 right here. All right. So there may be inside waves going here, creating a 5-wave structure to get to that $21 a barrel before price goes ahead and corrects itself. All right. Now that is long term. I get it. I don't want to go ahead and get you guys all confused about long-term directional bias, but from the long term, and from long-term perspective, that looks good. But from a short-term perspective, we may get a little bit of rally in the Canadian or decent US oil, but then we're still going to go back down again and retest $42 a barrel. So we can definitely check out $42 a barrel over the long term. All right, that's it. I've taken a lot of your time this morning. All right, hopefully you guys learned a little bit from today. We're in the money. The only pair that we're going to be focusing in on this morning to possibly go ahead and get the heck out of Dodge is possibly the Aussie US dollar. The other currency pairs, just let them play out. We are going to keep an eye on, though. We're going to keep an eye on the Euro CAD. Check out at 10 o'clock this morning when the Canadians come out with their rate decision, 50 basis point. Maybe they're surprised and then they make a 25 basis point. We may see a change in the market direction, all right? So if they do a 50 basis point cut, then I'm expecting weaker Canadian dollar. Let's see if that plays out. We'll check it out tomorrow. We'll talk about it in the live session. All right, with that being said, traders, have a fantastic time today. Enjoy trading. Watch out for the news at 10 o'clock, and we'll see everyone back again same time at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning sharp. This is the Big Dog signing off.